Todd, Peak Appliance here, looking at a Dacor oven. We just did some cooling fans on actually, but the lower door was a little loose. So we'll look at the side here. You see how the top, this is the upper oven of course, but see how this reveal is, it's not quite the same, but it's an older oven. This upper door closes pretty good. At the end of the stroke, it has, at the end of the hinge stroke, it holds the door close. There's a good seal on it. The lower one I've already removed, and it does not. So we're going to take a look at this, and basically what it is, it's the these guys here. That's the hinges. Okay, these are loose. They don't hold the door tight, so we're going to go ahead and replace them. New ones right here. And this is a hinge mechanism basically on this oven. A lot of ovens, they're similar, similar styles, but what it is you have to, well, it's hard to illustrate. I should have taken the film taking the door off, but we can still do it. Basically what you do is, it's a little tricky. Of course, when the oven door is in the oven, you have the weight of the door to get this catch that holds the hinge. That's what keeps it. That's what enables you to take the oven out. So now that we have it out, to get the hinges out of the door, we have to release these. And I've used gloves before. It's nice to have pliers though. It's definitely a tension system. So you push those down. Now there's tension on the hinge, spring loaded, nice and easy. Let it up. Okay. Do the same on the other side. And then you've got screws here along the bottom. Okay. There's one here. I already removed them. One here, one here. Okay. These are tapping screws. That's what takes the frame off of the inner frame. You don't want to take that one out yet. That's the hinge. That's what holds the hinge. If I loosen that, I won't be able to disengage this hinge. So, and then there's two other screws, which again I've already removed. These are machine screws. They go in here. You always want to be careful because sometimes the receptacle on the inner frame gets damaged on these. This will rattle out in time. I see that, and usually when it rattles out, it gets caught in the on the oven itself, and it'll either booger the threads or rip the screw out or what have you. So I'll do all this, I'll put it back together, and then I'll check all the other screws. There's some other screws holding the handle and the outer frame on, tighten all that up, and then it's done. So we'll go ahead and take this other hinge out, or loosen the hasp on that. And this is your inner frame, so be careful of the glass. Even though it's secure, you don't want to drop this on there or what have you. Okay. So now we'll flip the door so it's facing this direction. There's only one screw. One screw is what holds this now, and it's a tapping screw as well, a coarse thread, and then this lifts right out, just like that. So all that's holding it is there's a tab in here, that tab, one screw at the bottom. So put the new one in. Make sure that slides under, and then one screw in the bottom, a coarse screw. It goes on the outside because there's two holes here. You want to make sure that you're on the outside screw, because the inside, the outer frame has to go around it. So you also want to make sure you don't strip it, because that would be catastrophic. So I like to leave the screw in, do one at a time, so you can reference back. If you put the screw in the wrong hole, then you're going to have a problem putting the frames back together. You'll just have to pull it apart. It's one more step. So refer back to the other one. I just glanced at that one. I know I'm on the outsides, and then I'll flip this over, put it back in the outer frame. A couple things to note on this. Dacors have this groove here. It's pretty handy. A lot of ovens, when they use cleaners, you get streaks down in there, and this goes for any oven. If you have streaks in your glass, you want to clean it, it's going to be a similar procedure, taking your door apart to this. Not all oven door frames have a secure glass in it, so you got to be careful when you pull them apart. Sometimes they'll lift, you'll drop a pane or two, and they can be expensive. So you got to know what you're working on. Just, take it slow and be cautious, so you're not breaking stuff or even dropping glass on your foot or your hand. Could be dangerous. Now on these Dacors, this is like a grease strip here, so you don't see many Dacors with streaks on the glass, and it's due to this here, this gutter, if you will. So anyway, if there were streaks on it, I'd go ahead and clean it. It has this dot, this glass has this dot matrix kind of material, so you can't really see, prints, well, fingerprints. I mean, nobody's fingers have probably been in here, so I don't necessarily clean all this. It's just dust. You don't see it, so I don't find a reason to do so. Flip this over. We've got our 3 coarse screws here on the bottom. And then that last one I just put in was the machine screw on the side. And here's the last one here. Always make sure that lines up good. And then I'll check all these, just so the handle doesn't fall off or something silly. But given the age, this machine's about 20 years old. It's in pretty good shape. They told me they don't use the upper oven much, probably because of the reach. And it's usually the lower oven. It's more convenient for people. That's the one that we end up servicing. But the hinge question kind of always comes up, because people, they like taking their door off and stuff like that. They can't always get it back on, or maybe they've gotten damaged. The hinges are damaged, the door isn't closing properly. So this step holds true for a lot of the different brands out there, a lot of the different styles. So again, and then now you just reverse this step. Okay. And then it goes right back in the oven. Just want to line these up with the holes on the cabinet. There's an upper and a lower, and it should go in fairly smooth, okay? And then when you hear that, you know you're good. That's just seated. It won't always make that noise, but it just seated in the receptacles on the machine. So go ahead and flip your tabs back. Okay. And then we got a nice tight, it's tight. Previously it was sitting out like that. So you lose, that's when you get the complaint, things are taking too long to cook. So that's how you do this. Like I said, this is the Dacor. It works very similar for various different brands, have similar style hinges. It's this parallelogram style linkage and with the hasp. So to get this one out, again, you just reverse the steps, but you don't need your wrench. Obviously, you lift it, you just, you know, push those up and they catch on that little tab right there. So anyway, hope that helps, and enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.